Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Welcome to my channel if you are new. My name is Kateho and welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I am going to be cooking. It's actually nearly 5 o'clock and my husband knocks off at 5, but he's usually home anywhere between 6:30 and 7, which means I have about an hour and a half to prepare dinner. And today I want to make some chicken. Is it a chicken stew or chicken curry? I'm going to be making chicken stew and roti or chapati. I don't know, how do you say it, chapati, or I don't know, but let's just say roti because I think it's the same thing, but some say there's a difference. And guys, let's just call it roti for now, and that's what we're gonna have for dinner. I'm going to start with the chicken because it is gonna take a bit longer, and then after that I'm gonna start with the roti because I'm gonna be making quite okay, I wouldn't say a lot, but maybe about 15 because I also need to pack lunch for my husband, and then I also want to have some for lunch tomorrow afternoon. So yeah, really do hope you guys enjoy this video. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, to leave me a comment in the comment section below, and to give this video a like. Let's get started. These are the ingredients I am going to be using. I've got some peppers, onions, potatoes, some herbs, paprika, turmeric. I'm going to be using vegetable stock, jigedele for some seasoning, and then these are the other spices that I'm going to be using. One thing about me, guys, I will mix all the spices that I think go together and is keeping the right. Listen, if it tastes good, all the better. That's what I'm trying to do. It tastes so yeah, I can mix a lot of, as long as is spices so that is spice is no good and not good, but you know what I mean. So as long as everything balances and kumnandi, and that is all I am aiming for. I'm a recipe. I go according to recipe when I'm at work. When I'm at home, ngihlanganisa nje engibona ukuthi ziyahlangana, taste kamnandi, and we're good to go. I got my vegetables for this week at the street market, and I was so lucky to get very nice, how do I put it, like a very good grade. They were not, you know how street market food sometimes gets spoiled quite quickly, but these ones were really a good grade. And even on the inside, the peppers were really they were okay, compared to the past few weeks. You'd find that they are spoiling from the inside out. And when you get home and you start cooking, you realize that half of your vegetables, or peppers mostly, are spoiled on the inside, and now you have to throw them out. But this time I was really happy, like I'm really happy with the quality. I have no idea what happened to my spatula. So I usually use these tongs to, oh, okay, seems to be browning nicely. But yeah, I use these tongs as a as a spatula because I don't know what happened to mine. Oh, that one's browned nicely. Let's look at this wing. Okay, it's coming along just fine. To make my dough, honestly, I just eyeball everything, but I make sure not to add too much. The only thing that I do measure is the flour, and then I'll add a bit of oil, sugar, and salt. I cannot remember the exact measurements, but I do remember that it was plus minus this amount, and that's what I add. But if you are making them maybe for the first time, I would recommend that you get a recipe and stick to the recipe before you can eyeball and uzwe kazini ukuthi this is the this is the right amount. And then you just want to make sure that your dough is not too stiff. It needs to be a nice soft dough. And then, yeah, you're going to add lukewarm water. Make sure it's nice and lukewarm. And then, yeah, you're going to mix it. And if you feel that a spoon or a fork is not giving you, how do I put it, you can't really feel how the dough is, if it's like stiff or soft, I would say just use your hands. Use your hands, make sure that it's nice and soft, like not too soft, not sticky, but nice and soft, and just basically a dough that will allow you to roll it as flat as you can, because remember, you don't use any raising agents, so no baking powder, no yeast. So you want to make sure that it's as thin as possible to make sure that you get those air pockets, those air bubbles when it hits the pan, to make sure that iyavutwa, because if it's too thick, you might end up with a roti that is chewy and doughy on the inside, and trust me, that is not what you want. So just make sure that it's as thin, you roll it as thin as you can, and yeah. So Because these don't take that long ukvutwa, what I usually do is I just roll them into little balls and set them aside, and then I just roll, as I go, because they get ready pretty fast. So you need to keep an eye on them. You can't be making balls and rolling and flipping, and so while meanwhile there's one in the pan, and then I can quickly roll out the next one, and so, but they're already shaped into little balls. And then also, these are homemade, guys. They are not going to go through a press or like a pastry press or something, so they are going to be irregular shaped. But if you want them to be nice and round, then of course you can try and roll them as round as you can. But for me, I really do not mind these irregular shapes. It is homemade after all, and yeah, I'm pretty fine with it.
After I added the potatoes to the chicken, I also added all of my spices, herbs, and seasonings, and then I just let it simmer on low heat until the potatoes were nice and soft, and then it was time to dish up. Oh, this one's not cut properly. 2 hours later, dinner is ready. It was so good. My husband gave it a 10 out of 10, and I am so happy. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.